I was raised Catholic, although from as far back as I can remember, about age 3 or so, I always had questions. I wondered how God could be the only thing that exists and then just create everything out of nothing. I kind of wondered if maybe he formed out of a rock that just developed into God over a long period of time, or what. I knew what infinity meant, but it didn't make any sense to me. How could he exist in infinity if there was nowhere for him to be? If there was somewhere, then how could it get there without him making it? Wouldn't that mean that it had to exist before infinity? I also wondered, why did Jesus have to die for us when God could just forgive us anyway? What was so bad about eating the apple that all people were punished for it? If God knows everything, then he would know he was just going to be sending you to hell later on, even before he made you. Why even make those people? Why put up with the devil? Why do bad things happen? I wondered all those things, and probably more that I have forgotten. But here is what pushed all that into the back of my mind. I thought that since I'm just a young boy, maybe I don't understand yet. I thought it would make sense when I got older. Year after year, if I thought about that, I would just think, maybe when I'm older it will make sense. It never did. But I had driven out of my mind and continued believing anyway. I really thought it was all true. I was actually kind of religious in my youth. By the time I got confirmed, when I was about 13 or so, I started thinking that even though I was still a devout Christian, the Catholic Church was wrong. I noticed that they had some dogma that did not come from the Bible. So I knew they had to have just made it up, because it didn't come from the Bible. I also thought it was strange how they were so obsessed with sexual things. Everything sexual that was not a married couple trying to have a baby was a sin to them. I knew by 14 or so that sexual activity is a very normal, natural thing that, if people didn't want to do it all the time, our race wouldn't even exist anymore. I thought it was particularly odd that they thought masturbation was a sin. After all, virtually everyone does it. Since this includes people who do not have a partner, I figured it had to be the most frequent sex act performed. So I thought, wow, they might as well make taking a crap a sin. It would make about as much sense. By the time I was 15, I was very aware of all the various Catholic atrocities throughout history. So, because of all these reasons, I told my family that I wasn't going to church anymore, I was no longer a Catholic, and that it mostly had to do with the fact that Catholicism doesn't always agree with the Bible. They were not happy, but they didn't force me. Strangely enough, I actually became a little more religious after that. That story is what I will get into in my next video.